I think it's a small price to pay for freedom and being able to actually continue my work. But sometimes it's easier than others.
Yeah, I totally understand. I think for me, when I have insomnia, it's sometimes easier just to stay up rather than go to sleep and wake up.
Yeah, I have noticed that the nights when I'm not doing these streams, I end up like aimlessly walking around at like this time.
Yeah,
So it does affect your body clock, but that's all right.
definitely.
Okay, let's get through this. Shared Vision program is up and running. Link access programs. There's a new initiative underway, a partner program to modernize the satellite sites. Interesting. With endorsement from all of the Five Eyes and signing a memorandum of agreement. Okay. See, this satellite stuff doesn't actually interest me that much, but there might be other people who are very interested by it. It's just not really at all my field of expertise.
Yeah. I think, I mean, for me, just noting the name and that's what it is, like Shared Vision, just a minor note, maybe in the pirate pad, unless we've seen it before.
If what this is saying is that Waihopai Spy Base in New Zealand, Pine Gap, and oh god, the name of the other Aussie bases just escaped me. If what this is saying is that the satellite collection of like those giant freaking bubble dishes that they have like at the bases is all going onto a shared platform, which is what this does sound like here. The ultimate goal of the program, the blockchain of the field site architecture, will be achieved by developing and deploying a common, flexible, scalable, and responsive architecture to all the sites. And that would be significant.
Yeah.
That would be very significant. I'm thinking about what Kim's case recently proved, which was that even after the GCSB, well, I mean, you can never trust anything they say, but this is the official story, is that even after the GCSB ordered a stop to the illegal spying on Kim.com, that the NSA continued accessing his data through the GCSB infrastructure.
Yeah, I remember that being reported. It's awful.
This might be what enabled them to do that. Because if they have a shared platform architecture, blah, 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 of the satellite collection sites, then in theory, they would be able to independently use that architecture.
Definitely. It's scary. The implications of that are really, really intimidating, I think. I mean, maybe not brand new, but still pretty, kind of, backs up what has been shown in Kim's case, for sure.
Let's have a quick look here. The most significant aspect of this ambitious program is the division of effort and use of partnerships as a model of cooperation. See, shared vision is really double speak, right? That's really double speak. It's like shared strategic vision because we're partners, but shared physical vision because they're gaining physical vision through accessing these satellite systems. So what this means is that, because all the reporting to date about Pine Gap and Waihopai has been that GCSB is collecting on behalf of NSA, or that Australia is collecting on behalf of NSA, and then sharing the data. But what this means is that NSA can actually operate the equipment themselves.
Yeah,
and therefore they're not just sharing, they're actually physically using all the. In fact, we go back to that global network thing where they said we have to make full use of the global intelligence resources.
Yeah.
What this means is that GCSB is NSA.
Mm-hmm. The infrastructure that they have is literally able to be used at any time by the NSA.
What it means is that the NSA is literally operating the equipment
Yeah.
and using the resources of the partner countries.
Yeah.
And dressing it up as a shared vision.
Yeah, when they say shared, they mean controlled.
Each partner is developing and providing components or engineering talent to this effort, which is being managed by the Program Management Office. So they actually have like a whole team relating to this. Under this agreement, each partner is reliant on the others to develop and support whole. Now, see, each partner is reliant on the others to develop and support whole components of the overall shared vision system. NSA will lead the integration. Yeah, and why is that? NSA will lead the integration of because they're the ones that want to be able to use it. But for perhaps the first time, a truly Five Eyes system development effort is underway. This is huge.
That's 2 documents in a row that were interesting. Great. Getting into some good
Tim would be very, very, very interested in this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that seems to relate pretty much directly with his case, for sure.
The reason the NSA is leading the integration of the system is because aspects of the NSA system are not available to the Five Eyes. But what this is doing is making all of the Five Eyes infrastructure, physical infrastructure, because this is the satellite collections, available to the NSA.
Yeah.
Incredible. God, now I'm thinking about all these like presses and stuff of like the director of the GCSB and the questions they get asked. Like, no one who's ever asked him a question about this? No one.
Yeah.
Like whoever has asked the NSA about this. Excuse me, are you able to operate the satellites at the GCSB spy base at Waihopai? Like, no one's ever asked this. This is completely untouched ground.
Yeah, and one would imagine, and this is a really obvious point, but I think it's just kind of interesting when they say shared vision. It's obviously it doesn't need to be said, but it's implied to me that it's a one-way street, sort of. Like, I doubt very much that the New Zealand authorities are going to be accessing. They're not going to be accessing NSA infrastructure in America or the US or the UK. Exactly. I think it's. Yeah.
Which is why NSA is leading the integration. Nobody else can lead the integration because nobody else has access to NSA systems.
So it's an example of intelligence community imperialism. It's having.
Oh my God, you just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
You just completely hit the nail on the head. Yes, they have supremacy. They have created a situation where they have supremacy and control over the entire global intelligence community. Yeah. And where they market to them. They sell, like, you will be able to access information from this other country and this other country if you give us complete and total control of your system.
Yeah. Just like in the old days, you were able to trade if you are a part of our collective. And so like the infrastructure in these various countries is like a colony, way back when. So
these premises completely are a total subversion of the autonomous nation states of these countries.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so when people talk about the fact that Australia or New Zealand or the UK is, almost like a puppet state for the US militarily, this supports that, black and white. And I think that's huge. So
51st state of America, 52nd state of America.
Exactly. Yeah. And people talk about that, and that's a really valid concern. And this is the type of information that really validates that and corroborates it.
The Cullen Reddy report in New Zealand investigation into the intelligence services stated the national interest of a foreign country can never be perfectly aligned with the national interest of New Zealand. It cannot be, because New Zealand is a sovereign state. New Zealand must have its own national interest pertaining to itself that cannot ever be synonymous with that of another country whose national interest is pertaining to itself. This is a total subversion of our sovereignty.
Yeah, and so it's another form of globalism that a lot of people don't know, unaware of in this way, in this type of terminology. So
also, we look at the scale of influence. So what they were just discussing in the prior document. So they want to not even just influence a business or influence a industry. They want to influence the entire strategic development of a massive communications technology on a global scale forevermore.
Yeah.
So this is impacting every level of society. This is impacting consumer society. This is impacting the business sectors of society. This is impacting on science and research and everything else. This is literally touching every facet of society. So it's an overt admission of not just control, but manipulation of the course of the future. They keep talking about the future and how obsessed they are with the future, because it's not just about controlling the now, it's about controlling the future, controlling the evolution of the technology. And in doing so, meddling in the evolution of humankind.
Yeah, which and I think I saw somebody mention this in chat possibly, or it could have been on Twitter earlier. But using these technologies could have potentially been developed in such a way they would have benefited everybody and kind of increased equality and all of these humanitarian goals. And instead, they're supporting the corporate infrastructure, the military-industrial complex, all of these issues. So definitely, there's a huge issue with what you're talking about, with them controlling the development of this, of such an important aspect of our society now.
So, Pratik, what's true says they're getting chills hearing that NSA is mobilizing under a shared vision. Yeah, I get these moments all of the time where the size and significance of it just washes over me, and I understand how impactful this is.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to explain to someone before, is that I feel like the area of my work just expands and expands and expands and expands and expands. Like, it used to be about the impact of these agencies upon one specific geographical location, like the FBI's involvement in Auckland and the raidonkim.com and whatever else. And like slowly I zoomed out to the Five Eyes as I understood more about that this is a global issue, and out to the NSA. But now when we're studying things like this, like we are discovering their involvement in wars and the subversion of the United Nations, and now in the subversion of an entire technology sector and the future of the evolution of technology. And like it's like, how much bigger can it get?
Yeah, really.
How much bigger can it get?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
They are knowingly making decisions that impact billions of people, and impact the behaviors, the consumer behaviors, and the evolution of millions of people.
Yeah.
Okay, just double back to this doc.
Yeah, and given this is a military, this is part of the whole, apparatus, the deep state, this is not something that I think most people would want to have, creating and constructing a massive part of our societal infrastructure experience, a technology that people might assume is independently created.
No one, if you ask though, I mean, we talk about like consent to the governed. Like,
yeah.
Who would think it's a good idea to do any of
exactly
nonsensical? Only like an incredibly authoritarian person would be like, it's a great idea for us to have 1,200 military bases around the world and to be engaged in multiple in an endless war, in fact.
Definitely.
War on an adjective or
yeah, and that's, I mean, get into the conversation where that's why the political theater has to do such a good job of pretending that there is a partisan difference about, in relation to all of that. So